In a race that remains too close to call both nationally and in the key battleground states critical to winning the Electoral College, having high-profile support stumping for either candidate becomes a key peg to generating enthusiasm and driving people to the polls.
President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history, and I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions and non-union alike. Now, our enemies and a lot of Democrats call us populists, like it's something of an insult. But if being a populist means being on the side of working people rather than the powerful elites who hollowed out our middle class and sent us into stupid foreign wars, then sign me up. I am a populist and I'm proud of it.
Take Elon Musk, who is using his wealth to drive support for his preferred candidate, going so far as to pledge $1 million a day to voters until Election Day for signing his Political Action Committee's petition, backing the Constitution, while also requiring a person to be registered to vote.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and I'm here for a very important reason. I can't emphasize enough that Pennsylvania is, I think, the linchpin in this election. And this election, I think, is going to decide the fate of America, and along with the fate of America, the fate of Western civilization. The one, for me at least, are, we want safer cities, we want a secure border, we want sensible government spending, we want support of the Constitution and the right, freedom of speech, right to bear arms, and that's what Donald Trump is going to do.
His giveaway being interpreted by some as Musk using his wealth to attempt to influence a tightly contested presidential race.
Polls obviously are very, very close. So anything, when people say, well, it might help a little at the margin. Well, maybe this year a little at the margin is all you need.
The Tesla and SpaceX owners' outsized influence not lost on Trump's opponents in this race.
Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it. Think about that. That guy is literally the richest man in the world, spending millions of dollars to help Donald Trump buy an election. Now look, they're saying the quiet parts out loud now because Donald Trump has already promised that he would put Elon in charge of government regulations that oversee the businesses that Elon runs. That's a hell of a buy. He could spend billions to make more than $10 billion on the back end. So in other words, Donald Trump, in front of the eyes of the American public, is promising corruption.
The Harris-Walz ticket not without some big names backing and campaigning for them, including this NBA team owner and billionaire investor on the Shark Tank reality series.
I'm going to ask y'all one more question. I'm asking one question, and I want a hell yes. I haven't asked a question yet. Are you going to work to help Kamala Harris be elected? Are you going to go and talk to every single person you know and ask them and help them vote for Kamala Harris? Is Kamala Harris going to be the next president of the United States of America?
Former President Bill Clinton among the first to endorse Harris after President Joe Biden's exit from the race, stumping for her in the key swing state of Georgia last week, while former President Barack Obama has become a key figure in Democratic races up and down the ballot in an effort to get the ticket over the finish line.
Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who hasn't stopped whining about his problems since he came down that golden escalator 9 years ago. So, Wisconsin, we do not need to see what an older, loonier Donald Trump looks like with no guardrails. America's ready to turn the page. We are ready for a better story, Wisconsin. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
With key issues and personal favorites likely to determine the outcome this November. Polling that voters have a dim view of the state of the economy, particularly the high cost of living, even though nominal wage growth is up with an unemployment rate currently at 4.1%. Trump is viewed better on the economy and dealing with illegal immigration, which remains among the top issues this election cycle. Harris is seen more favorably on addressing political extremism and threats to democracy, reproductive rights and healthcare. And in an election this close, key to either campaign's success will be their ground game and ensuring that they get their supporters to the polls either in early voting or on Election Day. Sherman Brycebees, SABC News, New York.